Thank you for coming this seminar. It's a pleasure to present Shahriyar Nasirov. He has a very good expertise in energy markets, and in particular electricity markets, concerning how green energy meet this special market. He has very good papers in energy policy, energy economics, energy. I met him several years ago as PhD student in the University of Basque Country, and during these years we developed a very good friendship. So it's a pleasure to stay today here. The talk for today is energy transformation, the evolving role of markets. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much, Carlos.
You have about 45 minutes and then questions, okay?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. All right, thank you so much for inviting me over here, and also thank you very much for coming in as a presential and also online. So it is a great pleasure. As maybe Carlos knows, a few weeks ago I was in Canada with 2 meters of snow. Now it's to see here is like the summer. It's unbelievable. It's a really good pleasure having been in Alicante and also in Elche. So today, as Carlos mentioned, I'm going to talk a bit about this energy transformation. This is this space is very bit the hot topic for various sense. Yeah, that's why I just want to provide actually the two important the motivation why this I think this topic is very important. For one reason is that as you may all know that we are facing serious climate change concerns, that we need a rapid and large scale energy transition. This is one fact, right? This is and in that concept, in that context, I think that electrification is seems a possible and economically feasible option. Yeah, but still there are some estimations that we can electrify almost half of our economy, but half of the rest half we need to find other solutions. But the most feasible solution on the desk is nowadays is electrification. So, but this option creates a lot of uncertainties in the markets. This is the key issue. One is we need to move that with a large scale, a number of new generations, basically solar, wind, storage, other changing models. But at the same time, we are facing significant uncertainties in the market. Why this is because in terms of very important when you're talking about the markets, they're from the consumer perspective. You know, but most of the time when you're talking about the consumers they don't like it. Most of the time we think that the consumers they don't like the high prices, but it's not always true. The consumers they don't like high prices, but the most time the consumers are protesting is not because the high prices, because they think that this price is not fair. This is the problem. The problem is not that we having high prices, but because consumers they don't understand or they think that these prices are not fair. That's why we protest. Most of the time we're protesting not because the price is high, because we think that there is something wrong. You know, understand it's not fair this price. So that's why I will show in my rest of the presentation the one on one leg will show what is the rapid large scale transition and what the main implications. And then I think I will also, in the second part of my presentation, I will focus on the main uncertainties and what it is, how things the future market will be shaped. Yeah? This is there are some, of course, under this topic, there's a mix of opinions. There are a lot of some people, some literature review that think that okay, markets they accept that the market functioning well, but we need to make minor changes. We need to redirect markets. But some others think that no, the markets are not going to be any more functional. We have to sweep out everything. We have to think about. We have to come up a new idea. This is these two kinds of discussion nowadays on the market, energy market. So that's why I will follow under these two topics. So this is what the thing about the age of electricity. This is unbelievable. There are many things happening in that sense. Look at this figure. I like why each year we will add the Japan's annual electricity consumption. Imagine that the electricity demand is increasing incredibly fast. So we'll see that the electricity demand will set 6 times faster than electricity demand that we have now. 6 times more. Because this tendency, actually, there are several reasons behind this tendency. But one of these, not because of we have because of energy demand, we have current energy demand, but then other new energy drivers will join this. These new energy drivers, basically, is most of you know, we know about electrification. It's the EVs, electric mobile sector, the electrification of transport. It's going to be now each day is coming really less costly, very attractive, and then we'll have heat pumps. Now it's going to be it's going to replace most of traditional heating system. That is the heat pumps. It's becoming very efficient, and nowadays are very efficient, but they're coming a bit less costly in terms of the economic feasibility. And then third, the most important thing is going to be drivers of the electricity demand from the data centers. The data centers are going to be change a lot of the electricity loads, because data centers are movable. You can move easily. These people, these data centers, they are going to install places they think that their opportunity, the electricity are attractive. And because imagine that in order to build up in one industry, one certain place, it takes you years, okay, to create new energy center, demand center. But in order to create data centers, it's a question of months. Yeah, this is going to change, because imagine we rapidly see that there is some corner, we have a new data center, which consumes maybe 6 or 5 times more than any industry. That's going to change a lot of things at the same time. So then let's see, the one side we see that there are a huge electrification movement, and other side we have a rapid advancement of renewable energies, that the main technologies that basically now there's 3 main technologies: the solar, wind, and storage. This still 3 these technologies are changing. They are game changers. So let's see that here at my right hand side, you see that now these new capacity additions, almost 90% comes from renewables. I mean, this is the figure for all the world, not for specific country. So it means that in the electricity sector, new investments, almost 90% of new investments goes to clean energy sources. They have a lot of reasons, mostly because they are more cheaper, and this is economically attractive, and there are other reasons, but 90%. It seems that from this figure we can understand that the world is going to be based on renewables. Yeah, there are a few other options, obviously the coal, for example, China or India, they're installing some coal, but very selective way. But 90% of new investment goes on the renewables. So then and the figure here is in terms of look at the solar energy in 1 decade. Only 10 years you can see that how the energy game changed. Look at the solar. In 2013, compared with the oil investment, only one tiny part of oil investment. First time in 2013, solar investment exceeds the oil. This is for a different reason. This is expected to rise even in the future. Yeah. What are the main reasons?
So, one question. The last one regarding solar PV panels. This statistic is regarding solar PV panels on grid or total, taking into account also own generation, household and firms.
Yeah, this is all solar panels. It is off and on grid.
On grid.
It's no, on and off.
All.
Yeah, and all the solar
So
investment.
this is the total expansion.
Solar energy investment, yeah. So, I mean, you can ask me why these technologies are becoming attractive. One of I think the most important the driver is the solar, the prices. Look at the solar prices 10 years ago, $360, and today they reached to $36 because of the pandemic. There's still some increase in the cost because of the logistics, geopolitics. There are a lot of things. They started with increase, but imagine that solar energy and solar and wind technology are the cheapest. So one of the reasons that why there are people moving to solar and wind, because they're cheap. That's the one reason, and it's abundance, and also to give you freedom in the sense that you are not depending on the third country. This is the important part. So another, I think that the most important, I think some technologies are complementary. The most of you guys, you know that the solar we have 8 hours or 10 hours, but after what we need to do, how we can compensate rest. This is the complementary. One of the main factor makes this the solar or wind energy more attractive because they're having very cheap storage capacity, becoming every year cheaper. Today, for example, if you think about 5 years ago, nowadays the electric mobiles, electric cars are becoming almost in parity. We are becoming almost the same prices because the storage. Because 60% of electric cars comes the storage, because the storage is everything for electric cars. So this because the reason that's measured that so it's almost 100 times. This is from 1,300 decreased to almost 130. It's almost 10 times. It becomes more cheaper, right? This is all these three the main components are becoming to change a lot of the concepts. This is the main drivers I would say that in this how the storage capacities, storage prices are getting down, and also at the same time this storage push the solar because they're complementary. So today you can install your solar panel with the storage, or you can do it whatever you want. There's some even consumers are becoming more independent because they don't want even to connect the grids. They just want storage and solar. That's it. Yeah, they solve their problem. So, and well, I'll give some insight from the Chilean markets because you worked recently. So Chile has become a you may know that the Chile is the longest country in the world. It has Atacama Desert, which is I think they call the Silent area of sun because they have free and most attractive solar potential. The most attractive thing that, for example, largest potential of Spain is the Sevilla. The Atacama Desert is double. Imagine that, 2 times the Sevilla. Not because of the weather hot, because sometimes people will be confused with this is very Sevilla, it's very sunny hot, but level of radiation is very important because Atacama Desert is a desert, very specific characteristics, almost they say is a perfect fit with the solar. Why? Because it's a dry, low temperature. Low temperature is very important because you can see that at Augusta, this desert, low temperature, because high temperature affects efficiency. This low temperature, low humidity, because one of the most cost of the solar panels is operation and maintenance. You have the soil, you have to clean it, because when you have humidity, the dust is stuck on the face of the solar panels, so cleaning is very costly because you have millions of panels, who will come there in the desert to clean it. It's very costly to find someone to send there. Okay, let's clean it. But there are some machines, there are some trucks doing that. But one of the attractive things in Chile is because not humid, the dust will not stuck on it. Because in some places, for example, several months ago, I've been in Dubai. Dubai has also this. But there are humidity, there are a high cost of cleaning, and that's why Chilean conditions are perfect. That's the reason Chile last year has become the world leader, and with almost 20% of share, matrix share comes from solar energy. Look at this, how this in 10 years, or not 10 years, in 5 years, how the energy matrix change. No renewables, 67%, that was 40% of renewables, including the water, including the hydro sector. But look at this, how they changed. So today, almost 70% comes from renewables, almost 50% solar and wind, and or 20% from hydro. This is the. But there are many reasons behind it. Of course, one of the reasons is obviously the technological cost reduction. We talked about it. Not because of Chile, because it's generally because of China. Thanks to China, that we have observed the huge cost reductions. Today, you may know that almost 19% of solar panels comes from China. 19%, because we are geopolitical, almost very dangerous moment. That's why there are a lot of things happening. And so we have attractive climates and high electricity prices, because there is one of the reason, and open economy models, because also migration of European companies. Basically, what happens to Chile becomes very attractive country, because here in Chile, in Spain, and also in Italy, when the government cut feed-in tariffs, and then most of the Spanish and Italian companies move to Chile. We have almost the first solar and the wind energy starter in Chile was a Spanish or Italian guys, because the government cut the system, because at that time the people moved there because they have double production attractive. Why do you stay in Chile? Why stay in Spain? That's why most of the time there is a huge criticism in this Spanish model that Spanish government financed but benefited in Chile. This is basically the movement, international. The part of the international movement. So they have abundant solar and wind resources, and also available land. This is very important, because in order to build up solar capacity, you need land. So this is I think one of the desert, the public lands, fiscal lands. You can build as many plants as you wish. So that's why. And then the most important, this is the point, I would say, bonito part of the story. This is the attractive part of the story. But now this key implication, why we have to worry about this. We are thinking that there are many things, good things are going on with the renewables. What are the key implications? One of the key implications is that we don't have a grid. This is what we don't have a transmission system. So what we actually forget something. Because before, electricity sector was very centralized. Before, in order to build your plant, you were choosing very strategic zones. You think that, okay, I will build my plant here because this plant will meet all demand of the country or village, because you know that this village has 200 people. Okay, I will build my plant because of 200 people. Yeah, and then I will build my plant close to transmission line. So these things you used to do as a centralized way, because you know that I have to build very strategic ways. But now, with the huge growth of renewables, you're not building where the transmission line or consumer center. No, you are building where the resources are, because your resource is important, because you're building the plant where the solar there, where you have a high potential. Then what happens? It becomes decentralized. You go very, very far places, and also very small amount of capacity. So what you need to do, you need to invest the grids at transmission lines. So there are some estimations that if you install $1, if you invest $1 in renewable energy, you have to invest also $1 in grid. This is there is unbalance. Why imbalance? Because there is a high structural barrier today with the transmission sector, because the transmission sector and renewables are become very unbalanced business perspective. For example, today in this office, maybe all of us can be solar investors with $100,000, with $200,000. You can have bank, $200,000. You have to build your own company in solar. It's very easy business. But before, but not that. Before you cannot do $2,000 to build a gas plant or to build your coal plants, because you should have you would need some technical capacity. But now solar business very simple, because you don't need this huge technical knowledge, and also very economically very attractive. You can go to the bank, $200,000, you can build your plant. But in transmission, you cannot do that, because in transmission you need at least $100 million to build your expertise this. That's why the business becomes unbalanced. There are a lot of demand nowadays. These guys who has a huge potential capacity in transmission, they are making a lot of money because huge demand. There are very few people can make this business, and that's why. And there are huge demand not only in Chile and every part of the world, but they know that the prices, they increase the price because there are. In order to build lines, you need to have copper, the other materials, important materials. So this becomes more complicated. So we have huge structural barriers. Then we have huge regulatory barriers. Yeah, this is the regulatory barriers because you know to make look at this. You have this is the country. We have Chile, 4,000 kilometers. You have all solar capacity here, just in all the north. Yeah, you have centers here, there's consumer centers. You have to bring all the way down all the solar capacity here. So in this area, there are millions of people living. So you have special permits that you will have the lines to negotiate them, to come to agreement to them with them that are. And in Chile, we have a good word that if we start decarbonize our economy, everyone will have a line, because everyone in the yard will have specific line. This is, and in terms of regulatory, the permitting is very, very complicated. It takes, in order to make another big issues, in order to, for example, today, if you build your solar company, it will take you 5 months, but if you build your lines, it will take you 5 years. So, having said all, and what do we have now? Because we don't have transmission, because look at this. 17% of renewable solar energy produced in Chile, we wasted because we couldn't inject to the line. This is 17%. It's a waste of money. This is a waste of power. This is almost 70%, 7% of energy produced in energy we wasted because we cannot connect. That's one of the main important things. Yeah. Okay. You guys, I don't know if I was the time, because sometimes I talk 2 hours. I don't want it because I have another implication. What's a very key implication? Very strange things are happening here. Is a zero price. In Europe, you have minus prices, negative prices. Yeah. There's for example, look at this. The solar capacity, it concentrate. Imagine that you open one place, like a small, this area, 100 shops. Could be Chinese shop, could be Korean shops, 100, same shop, exactly same place. What is going to be a market? Because the competition will equal zero. Because at the same time, all the people inject, at the same time, all the people go home. This is because at that moment, because of the scarcity, we all know about the markets, the demand scarcity, there is no demand scarcity for that time. So all the solar capacity enters at 8 o'clock, all the solar capacity leaves 6 o'clock. And during that moment, too much competition, no demand scarcity, because at these hours you inject and you sell a lot of energy, no one needs that because I have certain demand, but we cannot consume all. So what happens? The price goes to zero. When the solar disappears, the price goes to 400. This is very abnormal situation. So you have zero prices, and then now you have $400. So this is the one thing. So another important implication, management of system complexity, because the system will talk about the market. This market is a very complicated market. For example, you have 3 hours, 5,000 mega solar capacity. So you know that exactly at 8 o'clock, all solar will go home. But you need to have ready 5,000 waiting another technology to replace this. It's very difficult to say some technology, say that, okay, come here, wait me at 8 o'clock. They say that, no, I guess I'm investing, I need to certain hours operation, otherwise it's not attractive for me waiting there, and when you call, I enter. No, I'm not do that. I don't do that, but you have to pay me high price. So, in this hour, you need some technology. For example, you have a coal technology, or you have nuclear in some countries. You cannot shut down nuclear for just 6 hours, because nuclear function 24 hours. So forget about nuclear. Nuclear cannot do that. So coal companies, coal plants can operate 8 hours. So you cannot say the coal plants now enter. No, you cannot do that, because in order to do that, you have to, like it's a car, you have to run the car, but not to move. And when they need, you enter the system. So in order to do that, you have to pay for these coal companies. You have to take that, okay, you have to be ready there. When I call you, you move, but you have to be functional. So, and then another option we have is a gas companies for solar. That is the gas is very expensive. It's flexible, it can enter any time, but it's very expensive. Because they're expensive because of specific hours, gas say that you have to pay me because I will function 30 hours. So another latest option is the storage that we are talking about. The prices are getting down in storage, but you need to have huge amount of storage, huge, because 5,000 capacity storage, I don't know who can invest, because still it's a lot of investment, a huge capacity, not like one car, you have one storage capacity or one house, but you have a huge storage capacity. This is one of the discussion that who will replace this, yeah? So what happens here, we call this a management. All the management of sector has a cost, because you have to manage this whole integration cost, we call. This cost is increasing a lot. For example, in Chile, if you produce $20, imagine the electricity, and $20 is the management cost. You understand? For example, you have not only in Chile, in average global markets, if you have 35% of renewable, you have to pay $14 just integration, the management of these resources. Yeah, imagine this is, if you have $30, you have to add $15 more, like $45 now, because it's just management. But if you have $85, 85%, which is Chilean models going, you have to pay $30 additional just for management to integrate these sources in the system. So this is what is the main challenge here? This is kind of large scale transition as we talk about this implication. Now let's move about the market. This is what's going to be the role of the market. Here, the main concern is here, even though, because when this story happened, and a renewable story happened, the politicians, I don't know, they made this because they knew that, or most of the politicians, I'm not sure that they're aware of this, but they proposed the public will have a green and cheap, as maybe you guys have heard about, will have a green and cheap electricity. What happened? Well, we're having green, but not cheap. We're having very expensive. Not even expensive, the people they don't like, because the prices in Chile nowadays, Chile is a very social sensitive country. It's a developing country, not like Europe, not like Germany, that People think, okay, yeah, we have to understand. No, people are very social sensitive. So we're having highest industrial prices, yeah, which is 70% higher than Peru, which is Peru has the national gas, other. So 13% higher than France, 8% higher than Germany, even 5% higher than Spain. Yeah, this is the average number. Yeah, this is for consumers. It is problematic not because the prices are high, because there is a management cost that people they don't really understand why we have to pay $13 more because you don't do your job or it's technically impossible. That's the main problem here. The market is an efficient price signal, because the price signal, the market sends you, okay, $40 you pay it, but you have to pay me $30 more because we need to handle this in the system. Market operator needs $30 more because we don't know how to integrate this. Yeah, this is problematic. Why is it problematic? Because I personally contact with a lot of industry members, people like industry saying, okay, look at Shah, you tell me that solar energy is cheaper sources. I said, yes, this is cheaper sources. So storage is becoming cheaper. Yes, storage is cheaper. Then why have to pay higher price? This is very important question from the consumer perspective. They say that, okay, you tell me that it's very cheaper, one of the cheaper sources, storage is going to become cheaper, but why I need to pay more price? Because, I mean, then you have to explain the system, by how it works, etc. But the problem is here. Now the key question is here, what's going to be future of this market to effective price signals and providing these three important conditions? Reliable, we should have electricity always, affordable, the attractive prices, and green. So these three conditions, one price signal should solve three-piece condition. I don't know what's going to be. This is a very important question, because today, when the market price in bread, they are not thinking about this. Because the bread market is just, you have to have a bread. They're not thinking about that, or tomorrow they'll have more or not. They don't really interested in that. But the electricity market, they need it, that we need to have always there. So electricity also is a specific good that you don't have substitute. Yeah, you cannot substitute electricity with other because there's no flexible. So you have to be affordable, reliable, and green. One price signal should solve these three things at the same time. This is very complex and very challenging. So that's why today I was doing this presentation. I was adding something. I read the Financial Times in the morning. They say that, okay, green energy switched off as power systems fail, the power system failed to keep up because the prices, because of the prices, we don't know how to handle prices. So this is the key problem. So I just want to talk about the markets. Because some of you guys, they know about the main function of markets. The market, and then we'll go to understanding a bit electricity market, why these things happening now, why the markets are failing. So one of the things that we have to now understand, what's the key input for market? The most key input for markets is information. The market basically functions based on information. This is so what is imagine that we are the consumers, we consume a lot of goods, yeah, thousands of goods. We have another agent is a producer, they have to use millions of resources to make these goods available for consumers. So how to allocate all the resources efficiently? The markets is the only function. We cannot do that. We cannot combine the things. The markets manage this is a perfect way. We cannot, but some people say, okay, then don't do the market. Then they say, okay, what's the alternative? There's no good alternative for markets. But who can handle millions of goods, combine them, make it them, and offer you
And the best way is the market. So if we have this, but the problem is here, market needs reliable information. Because different than other markets, electricity markets needs very specific other information. That's why I'm going to add on more a bit this. For under natural market, we call the natural market like bread market, like as an Uber market, the information is processed over time. In generally, the markets is a matter of information, how you handle information. So under natural market, information is handled over time. So for example, you guys called Uber. Uber says that, okay, I'm gonna be there in 5 minutes. You say, I'm patient, but electricity is not happening. If I need it, you have to be there per second. So there's a one key difference. Then say that, okay, when Uber, for example, you call Uber and Uber comes 4 minutes, you say they will be there, but comes in 10 minutes, 6 minute duration. But an electricity market is a disaster. The disaster for you, not only for you, for all systems, system collapse. For example, as a Carlos says that I will inject 5 mega in this hour. And if he doesn't do that, it's not because he's not keeping his word, because this information is not reliable, and market collapse not for only because I'm a consumer, but market collapse for all the rest. This is because we have this system. That's why it's very, very unique product. That's why electricity requires information to process instantly, real time. Instantly and real time. So this electricity information is only valuable for electricity market when right place, right time, quantity, and quality. These 4 aspects has to be complete in a perfect moment. That's why this product, different from the Uber market or bread market or milk market, this market is very, very complex. That's why I say that electricity is the most complex market in the world, because you need to have 4 these conditions: right place, right time, quantity, quality have to meet instantly. That's is very, very, and you have information is also very diverse. Because you have technical information, you have social information, you have economic parameters, and then markets need to handle all, and then becomes costly. That's why becoming wide, it is becoming such a big situation. So that's why we need the operator, and because other markets we don't need to have operator, but in this market we need the operator, system operator called. Have to check this information is reliable or not, because and consequences is very high. For example, in Chile, yesterday I know you heard news that we had huge blackouts in the country because one of the lines fell down and all the country lived and experienced no during the whole day. So that's why it's very, very important to handle this. So
there's the market, so the price is continuously computed.
yeah, exactly. That's it. For example, unfortunately, can you go back, please?
So in addition of this problem of having to, the supply and the demand must be
exactly.
In addition to that, so you don't have this process of price adjustment.
You have, but it has a cost. You have this, but it's this cost that we talk about.
In some other markets, right, in order to achieve the equilibrium price, you have this possibility of, if the offer, if the supply is higher than the demand, you start adjusting,
exactly.
In a period of time, you achieve the market.
But in other markets, you have flexibility, but in this market, it's instant. You don't have the flexibility.
In addition to the physical condition that you can supply, you also have this economic complexity that you cannot make the price adjustment that
Exactly. Yeah. Why happens this? Why? Because we're becoming green, but very expensive, even expensive than our past. Because the market before under for many decades functioned based on standard and stable model. What is standard and stable model? Because imagine that electricity concept has been designed like 14 or 15 years, and this concept is almost the same concept because there are few changes happen. For example, coal plant or gas, and all parameters are known. So there is a few chance that the behavior of the one generator solar, the coal generator can change. Very few chances, but very high chances that the behavior of solar generator will change tomorrow, not tomorrow, the next hour, because next hour you have a cloud, you don't have it, so we need to find something, right? So this is the model because of the past model has been remained largely unchanged, and technological advancement has been very few adjustment, and the market has been functioning as almost certainty. That's why we don't have this management cost. Today the problem is the integration cost, like we talked about. But before, this integration cost was almost zero. So, and what happened now, we moved more complex and uncertain environment. And in this environment, we have intermittency, we have high variability, and we have millions of, because before, imagine the market operator, we used to 4 companies, Iberdrola, Endesa, others, 4 or 5 companies. Now you have millions, because consumers have become producers. So how do you know this consumer will provide you reliable information? You don't know, because as a consumer I can cheat, because no one will punish me. Because before, if Iberdrola tried to cheat, and there's a regulation for it. But if it becomes so decentralized, yeah, for millions of, but now it's very complex that who produces electricity, who consumes, because now, before you had only bidirectional way, but now you have multiple directional way. So the now problem is here is increasing distributed, and the problem is becomes how you coordinate this. Because very important thing is that with a million of consumers, uncertainty, complexity, how you coordinate this to not system, as you mentioned, that technically always in balance. Yeah, but this is a very important and also very challenging question. So I just want going to finish with a few slides. So I'm sorry that I took a bit more than required. This is our standard model. In the standard model, we have market price, system operation, and planning. Because market used to work has 2 objectives, that we have to provide system reliable and also expansion. Because in this market, it's different than for example, brake market have to expand. Because electricity is closely linked to economic growth. If a system doesn't expand, economy doesn't grow, it can affect it. That's why this has a very direct linear relationship. But when we have here in these new parameters, you have a market design, you have new models, consumer models, a lot of consumer interests here or business models. You have problem with the social acceptance to build the lines and to build electricity. You have to consider that this plant, how many years will take this, and you don't know that rapidly one group of consumers will shut down your plant because they don't want to be there. So you have other system operation, you have enabling technologies that we call like storage and all. And you have to integrate all this information to the market. This is a huge challenge. That's why I'm sorry about this. So nowadays, I will conclude with the same things that I feel system shifting from centralized system to decentralized with a million of small consumers. This is one of the things happening. So the market needs reliable and high reliable information, high coordination. Without this, it's not gonna work because you need a very high reliable and high coordination. So in decentralized scenario, the future success of market will depend how the market manage this information less costly. This is very important. How you have to design new markets that can capture all this information from millions of sources in an efficient way. In order to do that, we need the highly advanced data management techniques and models to capture this all and handle this information in an efficient way. Again, my last word, the information is a key input for markets, but handling information is a costly. So how we can handle this information from millions of sources in an efficient way. When we are not handling in an efficient way, the cost will increase. That's the problem. So the matter is how well we are. That's why we call electricity age at the same time information age, because how well we manage information. We have thousands of information, no, millions of information. You enter not in the electricity market. And you enter you have a lot, but the one smart guy, you will be smart if you how efficient to manage this useful information for you. This is not only electricity market, it's also for other markets. Yeah? That is all my presentation. Thank you again. I'm sorry for taking a bit
Thanks again.
for 5 minutes. Yeah. Thank you. If you have any question in Spanish, in English, I will be more than happy to discuss this topic. This topic is a bit generic, open. There are a lot of multidisciplinary areas, not only economics, not only engineering, in data science, statistics. This becomes very huge. Please.
So I work on social jobs, so my question is more.
Yeah, for sure. That's correct.
So what about the moral hazard of free riding drones? So I'm going to tell you my experience. I'm thinking of installing some solar panels on my roof.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. Why? Because I can make the investment, I can get the benefit by decreasing my electricity bills, but also because I know that I'm going to have probably the chance to switch on the light.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Regardless. So I'm going to have that at a not very high price, the chance of switching the light, because there are millions of other people who are not doing the same as I've been doing, right? So that's, first, this is a moral hazard problem, and then there is a free riding, right? So the free riding is, more fairness point of view, and markets don't care on fairness.
Yeah.
Government should care, but markets don't. The markets does care on efficiency.
Yeah, of course.
So first, this is free riding, and then the moral hazard, it's more related to the market.
Yeah.
Right? Because if we start doing this moral hazard behaves, at the end we made in a tragedy of commons.
Yeah, exactly.
In a situation in which we all have solar panels on our roofs.
Yeah.
But the cost of having the possibility of switching on the light is going to be extremely high. If this is going to be extremely high, then this is going to destroy the market.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that. So can we guarantee this idea that you can go on your own? You can install the solar panels on your roof if you want, and we can allow everybody to do that.
No, the thing is that I think that the key concept is changing. Is not because before electricity market design based on very passive demand. Yeah, because demand has very few roles recently, increasingly changing but the problem is that this decision that you say that I need to switch off on, depend on the consumers, because that's the real policy problem. The policy problem is that when I make my policy, before I was taking account of these 4 or 5 companies, I was trying to deal with them to make the policy because of that. But now, if you are going to make a policy, you have to discuss millions because your stakeholders are millions. So that's in millions for sure will have a lot of groups that will not follow the rules and will not work because they are afraid. And I have my solar panel, it's my investment, it is my decision, I do it whatever I want. I want to go Caribe or I go to Spain or I switch off, switch on. Not, as far as you're not connecting to the grid, for example, if you're connecting or if you wanted to deal, trade, then the problem is here, because if you're off grid, it doesn't matter, you do whatever you want. But if you're on grid, you connect it, so you want to trade, you sell additional in the system, you have to follow some rules, because otherwise it's not like the bread business that you sleep over here and figure I will take my bread and not at 7 or at 9 o'clock, but you have to follow certain rules to meet this whole condition. That's the problem, I think. This is very complex because in terms of the policy, I think it is going to be very collapsed in that sense, that how you direct certain million of consumers with different behaviors, socially with different behavior, with different background, with different, that's why social acceptance, the social factor is becoming key.
The problem here is those people on grid.
Yeah.
And I think, under my point of view, is always the same. The problem here is to design an incentive scheme.
Yeah.
If you have a very good incentive scheme, you may discipline these people in order to behave.
Look, there are some people. Carlos, I think the thing is from the microeconomics point of view, because rationality concept that we always build, but I don't have incentives, but some group of consumers will not follow this rationality concept, will not follow their incentives. So some group of consumers, we will find some group that because you need a specific rules, because if you have a group of people like companies,
an incentive is also a punishment.
Yeah, exactly.
Include punishment.
Yeah, but if you extend this punishment system, control, monitoring system, this all cost. For example, you say, okay, in the regulation there's two rules. You increase regulation, but who pays this? You have to go straight. For example, I always say the police and the police people, why don't they always, my son always asks me that, why Dad, you see that these people crossing high speed, 1,000, why there's no police here? Because there's a good opportunity to make money because they can. But the problem is here, you need to have many police to control everything.
But my question is beyond that. So imagine that it's technically possible, to manage all the information and on organize it.
Yeah.
But we are today, right? The market structure that we have. So if I install solar panels, so I'm saying that I'm reducing my bill at the cost that someone else that is not installing the solar panel is paying from my risk capacity.
Exactly.
So that, from a fairness and political point of view,
of course,
would be unfair.
Yeah.
Because it's exactly the same. So imagine that we have, it's like having an insurance who is paid by the others.
But these things that, what's your name? Sorry, Ricardo. This thing is just behind now. Because behind, for example, that some guys makes mistakes, he doesn't complete his word, consumer pays. But now you say that nowadays this consumer, all of the consumers pays, but in the future you say that some specific consumer will harm other consumers. But nowadays we are having this. This has a problem because the people are not all the costs that make mistakes. System operator make mistake, generator make mistakes, and all the cost goes to consumer. This is now the situation. But in the future, of course, the consumers become to be very active to understand how to get advantage from this situation. How to play well. If you really want to be an active player to make money out of this business and to take advantage of cost of others, depends on how well you prepared in the market. I think that this is going to be consumers. If it becomes more active, this always will have this problem. I'm thinking, because it's very complex that, because this problem we used to have, but nowadays it gets more massive, I think that, because how to handle this, it's politically it's going to be very, very costly, but I think again, this problem nowadays is politically the dream. That's the reason that people don't believe in green energy, because they know that they're paying extra expenses because one company makes mistakes, I pay. We used to do that. I'm sorry, but nowadays, when it expands, this problem will move to switch to other areas. Yeah, it's very complicated, really complicated situation. Okay.
We're going to finish because there is no question. Okay, so thank you so much to talk about this interesting problem.
All right, thank you. Thank you for inviting me over. Thank you.